Hey guys, what's happening? It is, what is today? The 15th of February. It's Saturday. It is the fallout of Singles Awareness Day, also known colloquially as Valentine's Day. So for those of you guys subscribing and tuning into the live chat right now, thank you so much for being here. Dude, guys, I'm super hyped because, last week's, I think the broadcast went pretty well. Because of yours truly, but the topics were kind of like bottom of the barrel. But this week we have some really phenomenal topics to talk about. Phenomenal topics to talk about. So let's just get started on that shortly. But again, guys, I just want to hope you had a fantastic Singles Awareness Day or Valentine's Day. If you didn't have a Valentine in your life, remember, you're always in my heart, and I love you. So, hello there, Mr. Jordan Lyons. What's up, dude? Thank you for being here. Thank you kindly. Jim Boyers, damn, dude, double tag teaming it. We got the A team up in here. So cool. Hopefully, we get some other viewers here today. Oh shit, fucking G Wolf, damn, money team. It's the trifecta of movie fans here. All right, all my favorite people. If we're being real, nobody else can hear us, right? Yeah. But yeah, guys, without any further ado, I want to just jump into this, if you'll indulge me, because we got some good topics here, like I said. So let's just get right into it today. This first one is coming to us from IGN.com. It's regarding Star Wars and the Mandalorian spin-offs and the TV show spin-offs. So, quote, the Star Wars universe looks to grow on Disney+. Oh, okay. Do it. Disney boss Bob Iger gave an update on the future of his Star Wars universe and where the company will be shifting its creative focus over the coming years during a quarterly earnings call. We're taking a bit of a hiatus in terms of theatrical releases. We finished in the 9-episode Skywalker saga, and we've been developing both television and features, Iger explained. The priority in the next few years is television. Now that's a hot take right there. So let's talk about that shortly. But with the season 2 of The Mandalorian coming in October, and then more coming from The Mandalorian thereafter, including the possibility of infusing it with more characters and the possibility of taking those characters in their own direction in terms of series. So, all right, another hot take right there. Wow. Now, this is kind of like the most important part of the article, I think, here, guys, because Iger says he went on to confirm that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series starring Ewan McGregor and Rogue One prequel series with Diego Luna are both still in development. Yes, so that's confirmed from the horse's mouth himself, assuming he's telling us the truth and not pulling a JJ on us, Sorry, I lost my Bluetooth mouse, so I'm a little janky here on the scrolling and all that. I'm losing my spot. Where were we? Okay, so yes, the development of both those series, cool. And then he says, and then we have a prequel to Rogue One and an Obi-Wan series also in development. Yeah, I just said that. So the priority of Star Wars in the short term is going to be television for Disney+. And then we'll have more to say about the development of the theatrical releases soon after that. So guys, I think, first of all, if you're going to ask me my initial thoughts on this, I think that's a fantastic move. 1, because I'm a cheap ass. And I'm poor, 2. 3, convenience. We all know going to the movies is freaking amazing. It's awesome. I love it. I'm sure you guys love it too. But it's not something you can always manage into your daily life, especially if you're busy. So the convenience of a streaming service and getting access to quality Star Wars content that is new and goes direct to streaming, I think is really cool. And then the last reason, and probably the most important reason, I think especially with The Mandalorian. It's critically praised by audiences and critics alike. And I think, the restricted budget really has done a service to the franchise, because with the new saga, oftentimes I do feel like it relies very heavily on the spectacle and the CGI of it. Whereas when you're working with a tighter budget, you're definitely pushed into a corner, more to focus on story, character development, all those other attributes that don't cost, fantastic budgets necessarily. So, and I think that's been expertly defined, as in the case of The Mandalorian. So I'm excited, guys. What are your thoughts on this here? So let's just jump right into the live chat right now. Let's see what y'all be talking about. Let's see. G Wolf, what up, man? Thank you for being here. Good news on Disney's part. They need to let the movie have some time to breathe. Yes. Oh, and I forgot to mention that as one of my 5th or 6th points. They need to have some time to let the movie have some time to breathe and not jump into a new movie for a while. Yeah, man. Preaching to the choir, bruh. Like, I think, the fandom menace, as it were, we've had our panties on tight for a long time before this most recent explosion of Star Wars content. What was it, like something like 20 plus years between the original trilogy and the prequels? And then after the prequels ended, 10-15 year dry spell as well? So us Star Wars people, we know how to keep our pants on, but it's probably because most of us are virgins anyway, so goes without saying. But no, but honestly, I think rushing to push out a product that's lackluster is never a good idea. And you may get the initial jolt of like, oh wow, it's a new Star Wars thing, and I'm so excited. But as time goes on, that luster fades. And I think really, Disney invested obviously a lot of money buying this from Lucas for $4.1 or $4.2, $4.5 billion. So, I think as a nobody, if I were talking to Bob Iger, one of the most successful CEOs of all time, if he asked my opinion, I would say, man, just take your time with it, bro. We'll wait. We want quality content that will last for the ages. And it seems like that may be the case here, if I'm reading into this correctly. So, yeah. Lewis, what up, dude? Oh man, dude, Lewis, man, you gotta message me or comment on one of the videos we have here, or just on this live stream here. If you could comment, that way I can see your profile, because I wanted to add you as a moderator here as well, if you want, that is. But I couldn't find you amongst the barrage of other Lewis U's in the search results. So. Let's see here. What else we got here? Anything else for this topic here regarding the... G-Wolf, again. All right, brother, let's do this. They need to treat the next trilogy like a TV show and have a real story arc over 3 movies. Yeah, dude, and you know what? It's funny you say that, because we know Kevin Feige is, I think, in talks, if not confirmed, to do some Star Wars film. I don't know even if they said if it was a trilogy or a one-off film. I think they just said a film. But you know what? If we have Lord Kevin Feige on board, and he's a fan, I don't think he can do any wrong. So far, so good. And like an unprecedented historical track record like nothing else we've ever seen. So if anyone can do it, man, hats off to him. I hope he does exactly that. Builds out the narrative arc, at least the skeletons of it, as it were. And then let the individual directors and writers add their own flavor to it while still adhering to that eventual outcome. So, yeah. What do we got next here? Stephen Ernest, what up, my dude? Thank you so much for being here, man. Glad to see you here, bro. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the topics. We've got like 10 of them here we're going to cover. I'm super excited for all of them, so I hope you guys are too. Yeah, so Stephen Ernest says, we need that. Yep, I can talk. Yep, they need to treat the next trilogy like like a trilogy. Oh, wow. You would think, right? Doesn't that baffle you guys' mind? I mean, how much are these studios making, and how much are these people? I mean, I want to be positive. I want to give them the benefit of doubt. But, when it's your job and you're getting paid literally to spend 24 hours of every day 8 to 16 of which you're actively working on a property, and you're getting a decent salary that allows you to focus on this. And it's not just one person working on this, it's a whole group, it's a whole corporation of people. How does something so basic like, hey, let's have a good story and plan out the trilogy, elude them? I'm honestly baffled by it, you know? I want to think that maybe perhaps there's something I'm not acutely aware of behind the scenes that may influence the outcome of these things, but yeah, true enough, man. Steven, man, you got it, dude. Digital Nomad Sage, what is up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Mandalorian restored my confidence in Star Wars. Yes, yeah. And Picard, take notes. I think so far with Picard, seems like we're on the right path, but yeah, definitely agree with you as well, man. Fuck it. Wow, look at this. I think I'll just make everyone a moderator here, right? Why not? Let's just have a moderator circle jerk. It's all good, though. Kevin D, the boys are back. What up, Kevin? Yes, the boys be here. And glad to have you here amongst us as the aforementioned boys. Now, Jim says, Disney has already... Hey, guys, can you do me a favor? Just so I know how to differentiate between what... statement or question you may be saying that is meant for me to read on screen, at me, at MoviePOP, of course. That way I can read it on screen and, you know, read between the lines, between your awesome chat I wish I was a part of here, but I'll be there on Rob's channel later, so... But presuming Jim was talking to me, Disney has already recouped a large chunk of money. They have nothing but time. It's really a done deal that they will make an infinite profit from a mere $4 billion investment. Yes, I know. But you know what? But see, to your point, Jim, I think those two things are separate, right? Like, there's making money, which obviously they will do, regardless of how crappy it is, for some duration of time until we all just get tired of getting butt fudged. But if you want to build out legacy and have replay value and have like films that stand the test of time as Star Wars has for over 40 years, I think you have to do better. So, whew. All right, guys, let's move on to this next topic here. Again, just, you know, at me, at MoviePOP, so I can see my name highlighted and know that that statement or question is something for me to read on air. So, we got another one here. And bear with me today. It's going to be a little janky in terms of me going to the next topical screen because my mouse died on me. So, that is not the correct lower third. There we go. There we go. Stranger Things. Netflix's surprise presentation reveal. And this is coming from IndieWire. Stranger Things is Netflix's surprise preseason reveal does right by Hopper, fans, and the show. Revealing that a dead, quote-unquote dead, character is alive through marketing is a bold choice. But Netflix learned from other mistakes and made the right call. So before I even get to the article, guys, I love Stranger Things. I don't know if I could say I love it, but I greatly appreciate it. Fantastic show. But you know what? I don't know. At times I find myself kind of checking out. It's not like the greatest writing on that's been committed to television ever. So, and to that point, guys, I didn't even know Hopper died. I've totally like checked out and forgot about that part. The last thing I remember from Stranger Things season 3 was that mall sequence, because the cinematography there was just absolutely stunning. The Star Crest or Star Court Mall, whatever it was called, and you had, I think, a Demogorgon or something inside there messing around. And then them going underground and messing around with the Russians there. But as far as Hopper, I don't even remember that. So that either tells you one thing. I need to lay off the drugs and the boozing and the sex and the rock and roll. Or that did not have, that conclusion of him dying did not have the narrative weight and impact on me, or perhaps all of you, or a degree of you. Or perhaps maybe Netflix, you know, with their barrage of films coming out, and I'm just like binging it and getting it in and out in like 1 week, lends itself to being forgotten about. I don't know. Probably a combination of all those things, but... So let's go into the article here real quick, guys. You know what? I don't even think we have to, because I'm sure you kind of saw. Yeah, we don't have to get into the article. It doesn't really talk about much. If you haven't seen it already, a trailer just dropped yesterday. Shows us Hopper and Mother Russia. Yeah, what brings you here? Oh, Steve Fitz, you got fat. Oh, those Russian accents in Black Widow, those are really going to bother me, but that's a whole other topic. So let's just jump into like what you guys think about this so far here. Jim Boyer says, at MoviePOP, yeah, obviously, this is my point. They can take their time and build something awesome, in reference to the previous Star Wars TV series focus for Disney Plus. Yeah. And also for the films as well. So, yeah, dude, take your motherfudging time, man. No need to be a minute maid. You know, if you want to get a girl off, you need to slow down, buddy. Take your time. They're wired differently than us. So, all right, guys. Next topic. Let's move forward into it. And this is coming from The Sandman. Then this is coming also from Variety. Regarding The Sandman, Adam Sandler signs for 4 more Netflix movies. Oh, God, no, please. Make it stop. All right. Netflix has extended its deal with Adam Sandler and his Happy Madison Productions for 4 more films. Now, before we get our collective panties in a bind, when I saw that headline, I was like, shit. All right, Adam Sandler, it's going to be more crappy comedic films. And that was further evidenced by the fact that Happy Madison Productions, the film production company Sandler and his brother runs, have primarily had an output of comedy films. I don't think any dramatic films have been there, actually. Now, however, the most recent one was Netflix's Murder Story, which I actually kind of enjoyed. I thought it was definitely better than like the Ridiculous Six or whatever and all the other crappy comedy he puts out. But you know what? Hey, guys, obviously that's me, because as the article does detail here, the streamer announced the deal on Friday, noting that Sandler's Murder Mystery was the most popular title on Netflix in US the last year. Big time news, the most popular title. Wow, it's like Walmart and McDonald's, serving billions every day, but I'm not among one of them, unless I'm drunk or like desperate. But Murder Mystery, which co-starred Jennifer Aniston, yeah, obviously, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Netflix has asserted that its members have spent 2 billion hours watching Sandler's films since 2015, when The Ridiculous Six premiered. Now, how that $2 billion actually translates into, like, being a noteworthy statement of viewership, because 2 billion, what? 2 billion hours? You divide that by the number of subscribers over the length of time from 2015 to now. That's 4 years. So I'm not sure how that calculation works, whether or not that's a big number, but it reads big. It's not nothing, certainly. So yeah, that article is just basically disclosing that. We can spare the details here. You know what, guys? I'm really running on a roll here to not dive into my baser instincts of like just instantly hating things, because it's really easy just to hate and crap on other people's work without even having any like idea of the massive weight of pressure, talent, and other ancillary functions that comprise a entertainment studio's endeavor in any project. So with that, I want to give him, again, this particular subject and any moving forward, the benefit of doubt. Let it see it play out. Because, you know, ultimately, what is it? These people are just making stories to entertain us. And for us to be like, I hate you. You guys suck. Like, come on. Like, I think there are people more worthy in the world worthy of that kind of vitriol. So, guys, what are your thoughts on this here? The Sandman, is he giving you a chub, a half chub, or full throttle Red Rocket? What are we talking about? Let me know. Let's move here. Yeah, I know. Damn, a lot of wrenches. Damn, Paula is here too. What up, girl? Like I said, Paula, earlier, I said, yo, you know what? I should just make everyone a mod here. We can all just have a little moderator circle jerk here. But awesome. I mean, I really do appreciate you guys taking your time to be here. So this is really cool. G Wolf says, I could live the rest of my life without another Adam Sandler movie. I know I said it was going to be nice G-Wolf. But, I mean, if you're going to be, like, asking me for my real opinion, yeah, I feel that way as well. For his comedy, anyways. His dramatic work, I love his dramatic work. I think it's fantastic. It's great. Okay, dude, yes, Jim Boyer says, I will take more films like Uncut Gems. Yeah, man. Yes, he's clearly a gifted dramatic actor. He's not talking like Little Nicky or doing, all right, I'm Happy Madison, yelling. You know, like, it's like, dude, we get it. It's the same thing, and it's kind of annoying. And, you know, it's not like a Ryan Reynolds where it's a more muted performance. He kind of does the same Ryan Reynolds thing, which is him just being himself, basically. Adam Sandler, like, clearly that's a caricature of himself. So, yeah, man. G-Wolf says, I don't hate it, I just don't need it. Oh, well, I was projecting perhaps then. I kind of really do hate it. Except for his original output, dude. Like, guys, are we on board? Like, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Little Nicky, 51st Dates, the classic Adam Sandler films. I think they were great. They were awesome, but something happened in the time after that. You know, where you had like, what was it, Click, Jack and Jill. I don't know. Not working for me, but obviously, you know, for all the other Neanderthals that make up our global population, it's working for them. So hats off to them. I say that in jest, but not really, but kind of. Okay. Guys, let's move forward with the next topic. Like I said, we got some awesome ones here. I really want to hear your thoughts about this. I really want to talk about these, so let's just jump into it. And this is coming to us from drumroll, Collider. Oh, do people go to Collider still? Michael B. Jordan joins Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, in new David O. Russell movie. Now, you guys in the live chat, I know you know who David O. Russell is because we're all movie nerds. But for those of you who are watching this and the rebroadcast, David O. Russell, what did he do? Silver Lining Playbacks, and then something else. It's escaping my mind. I can't recall. But anyhow, Silver Lining Playbacks, if you haven't seen it, awesome movie. A talented director, screenwriter, producer. Michael B. Jordan has signed on to join Christian Bale and Margot Robbie in David O. Russell's new drama, which is heating up over at New Regency. The project is untitled, though internally it has been referred to as Amsterdam. And sources say the plot concerns a doctor and a lawyer who form an unlikely partnership. All right, so this article goes on to detail that other names they've heard coming along in this product were Michael Shannon, Mike Myers, whoa, big one. Hey, there it is, American Hustle, that's what it was. Yeah, so it was Silver Linings Playback and American Hustle. Other Oscar-nominated winners attached to the project: Jennifer Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, for roles that ended up going to Robbie and Jordan. That's Margot Robbie and Michael B. Jordan. Let's see. So Russell will direct from his own original screenplay. Awesome. And he'll also produce alongside Matthew Budman. Production is expected to start in April, and the film will be Russell's first since Joy hit theaters in December 2015. So guys, you can read this article at Collider. Obviously, I will spare you the details. I think that's kind of the format I'm going to go along with here. Normally, I have highlights from the articles ready to read, but because I had to reset up the whole OBS software today, I wasn't able to do that, so that's why I'm reading it to you from the site itself. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, I would love to see Mike Myers return to the screen. Michael Shannon, I love his ugly ass. Yeah, he talks like this, right? Yeah, Michael Shannon, I'm Zod! Michael B. Jordan, of course, class act. Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and of course, David O. Russell. So I'm excited for it. This actually reminds me of another topic I think we're going to cover in the last or second to last topic here. No, actually, I don't think I have it today. I think I may have skipped out on that. It was actually, I did skip out on it. Incidentally, and let me know your thoughts about this topic. If I don't see it, we'll move forward. But who is it? Taika Waititi and Ewan McGregor are attached for a new project as well. I think for Showtime, a series. So I thought that was really cool. Absolutely no details on it beyond that, so that's why I didn't include it in today's broadcast. But Taika Waititi so far can do no wrong. Ewan McGregor, a class act himself. So I would love to see that. So, moving forward with the live chat here, guys. I didn't mean to read Jim's comment, but I saw it anyways. He says, "Who thought Jack and Jill was a good idea?" Oh God, Jim, I'm sure we all go to bed frustrated asking ourselves these questions. It's why I drink so much. G Wolf says, yes, his early stuff was much better, right, man? With Sandler. You know, it's funny. I just recently was rewatching some Chris Farley clips on Saturday Night Live and seeing Adam Sandler then. I mean, even that, like his Opera Man, you know, it was kind of, but I felt like there was an authenticity to it. Whereas with his newer stuff, his newer output, it's not only that it's bad comedically and not funny and like bottom of the barrel comedy that, you know, feels like a first draft right, but it also felt like it was very uninspired and likely not from Sanders himself, you know, as if like he had a group of writers in a room who suck, presumably, lending out their fart of an ideas to him and then just kind of, you know, talking about it, writing the script, and then Adam Sandler performing it. So at least in Saturday Night Live, more or less, I felt like it was more of his authentic voice involved in those portrayals. So, all right, let's move forward, guys. I'm going to have a quick commercial break here. I forgot to mention to you, we have a new sponsor. I know you love the sponsors on this channel. We really, the sponsors on this channel really feel like they can be open and honest with me because I'm just a wacky and zany guy, and whatever it is they want to push, give me that cheddar. I'll let you push it. So, without further ado, guys, our sponsors today. This broadcast has been brought to you by the lovely people at Starbucks. Exceptional coffees from around the world. We're serving up piping hot liquids for you to guzzle down your pie hole, babe. Sourced for the season, roasted at Starbucks Reserve Roastery, and crafted with care. At Starbucks, we love to love you, baby. However, it seems most Americans take this for granted. Take a look at one of our stores in France, and you'll see the difference between customer service in America versus customer service en France. Starbucks. Hi, welcome to Starbucks.
Your coffee, bitch! Your coffee stinks! Monsieur, le goût de café est vraiment dégueulasse.
Merde! C'est pas un problème. Commandez, madame. And with us at Starbucks, it's not a bunch of bull, Jizzle, because we're having the official Starbucks $450,000 crack party, so come one and come all. Check out one of our official customer testimonials from their experience in our drive-thru for the crack party.
Hey, y'all still doing the free crack giveaway?
Can you repeat that for me?
Girl, a magician never repeats himself twice. Now, I done asked you already once.
And you know what? It's non-GMO, gluten-free crack that we're giving away. So we know our Starbucks customers are going to love it. So much that we're going to ask you to go anywhere else besides Starbucks for your next order. Perhaps Chick-fil-A.
Hey, what's up, April? How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Fucking naked, baby. I'm ready to get a milkshake. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's right. Alright, so check this out.
Okay.
I'm on the...
Up in smoke, man. Cheech and Chong, baby. It's California. That's how we do it here. It's a hazy Saturday. All right, guys. So that's a lot of crack, dude. You know what? Damn it! You saw me smoking my crack pipe. Ugh. Demonetized faux show. So, guys, whew, this is coming to us from Variety. Are you feeling the nostalgia yet? 90s kids know. Emilio Estevez is to reprise his Mighty Ducks role for the Disney Plus series. Look at that guy. Isn't he cute? Damn, still looking good, too. Oh. Emilio Estevez is hitting the ice once again. Clever, hitting the ice, you know. I hit the ice once or twice. It's pretty nice, if you know what I mean. Yeah, my flow is pretty rap-rixolical, right? I know. Anyhow, the actor is set to reprise the role of Gordon Bombay, Mr. Bombay, in which he played the original Mighty Ducks features for the new sequel series coming to Disney Plus. So cool. This is coming right in line with news with Rick Moranis back on board after a 30-year hiatus from the film industry for Disney Plus's new Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot. Shrunk, which I don't like. I think I talked to you guys about this before, right? I really hate the dumbing down of culture, and I hate truncating names down to like their most basic. You know, like, oh, what's wrong with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or Honey, I sent the kids to the quantum realm and need to explore the existential realities of our nature. I mean, I'd be down for a title like that. But then again, I was down for the title Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. But it's probably because I like to, intellectually masturbate myself here. Anyhow, seriously. Once a duck, always a duck. Quack, quack, said Estevez, celebrating the news. After 25 years, I am delighted to lace up my skates, put on my Coach Bombay's jacket, and return to play the iconic character for this new chapter in the Mighty Ducks franchise. Likewise, I am thrilled to make more money than I could possibly... Oh, wait, sorry. Let me read between the... I was reading between the lines there. I am thrilled to return to my old stomping grounds with my friends at Disney and Steve Brill, the original creator of the franchise, to join them on their exciting new platform, Disney Plus. DP for all you people who like to truncate names, right? Let's just call it DP. Let's call it what it is. You like DP, girl? Let's DP and chill. All right. That's a really good line. I might have to use. I'm meeting up with my girl today, so I'll be like, hey, babe, you wanna DP and chill tonight? And then she says, ew, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, we can't DP for sure. But I can kind of offset that and be like, no, I meant Disney Plus. DP, you dirty scoundrel. So yeah, news of Estevez's return. What the F? Get out of here. Ads. News of Estevez's return comes only a day after Graham and Noon were announced as two of the leads for the series. So guys, you can read the article, of course, on Variety. Not much here to say besides it's an announcement piece. I thought it's cool. I think it's cool that Disney Plus can build out their catalog. You know, they had a fantastic entry into the streaming platform services. Definitely a top contender. However, as we all know, unless you really appreciate the back catalog of Disney and to a degree Fox on there, there's really not much to watch. They're really to garner your interest for, like what's happening, what's new. So cool. They're building it out. They're bringing back some old franchises into the fold. I think it's great, guys. What do you think about this? Am I totally offbeat on this, or does it seem cool? I like it. I like the idea. I like the idea that Shrunk is getting its own series as well. Yeah. Let's move to the live chat. G Wolf says, I was always an Emilio fan, so him going back to the Mighty Ducks is a good thing. Me too, man. I'm an Emilio fan. I'm a Charlie Sheen fan. The whole family, bunch of good dudes, great actors. A-class all around, whether it's dramatic or comedic work. Hey, I see Storm Shadow is in the chat. Bro, thank you so much for being here, man. Love talking to you, bro. And in fact, actually, you missed it. But guys, let's give a round of applause here. Storm Shadow actually was responsible for submitting the last topic we covered regarding Adam Sandler's films. So he brought that to my attention. I think on Instagram you did that, right? But yeah, cool, man. Appreciate it. We covered it. We talked about it. I don't know if you were here for it, but... and then Paula, I don't know if you're aware as well, but if you want me to talk about anything on screen, just at me. So I see that nice little orange highlight. Love me some oranges. Okay, guys. Let's move on to the next topic. We are at the 7th topic here, so coming to a close shortly. Wow. Not surprising, but... The Hollywood Reporter reports Aladdin 2 is in the works with Flight and Straight Outta Compton writers. Yo, Straight Outta Compton, son. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's see what's up. Will Smith and the rest of the cast are expected to return, although no deals are set. But let's talk about this. Let's pause real quick. What's his dude's name? Not Hassan Minaj. Mina Ansari or Aziz Ansari, something like that. Whatever, something ethnic sounding. He's had some trouble, sadly. I guess getting casting calls for roles, despite his huge lead performance in Aladdin. So I'm glad to see that at least he's they're expected to return, or at least the studio. I mean, who else would they consider beyond him to come back for the role? He can get some more work. So good on you, man. Hopefully elevates his profile. That's awesome. Cool. And great that Will Smith are expected. Of course. I mean, who else would it be? CGI Robin Williams? Or, oh, you know what? Even better. How about a CGI, not Howard Dean. That's the, yeah! We're going to go to the White House! Yeah! Howard Dean, presidential candidate, 2004, for you political junkies. Who's the other Dean I'm thinking about? Oh, A Streetcar Named Desire. Help me out, guys. Oh, Paula, thank you. Yes, Mina Masad. Thank you. Keeping me on the ball here. God. Hey, Google. Who starred in A Streetcar... Okay, Google, cancel. James Dean. Got it. All right, the old ticker is still working here. Even better than Will Smith coming back in CGI.
Here's a summary from the website en.wikipedia.org. Was an
Shut
American
up!
actor
Hey, Google.
and film director with a career spanning 60 years.
Yeah. Even better than Robin Williams coming back as CGI. I think a James Dean CGI version would be totally in line with the culture for today with regards to the studios thinking what
Sorry,
is a good idea.
I'm not sure how to help with that.
So guys, I think it's interesting here though, in the article it does detail that Guy Ritchie is set to return to the director's chair. Yeah, well, okay, I've mentioned that already. That's basically it, guys. Yeah. So it's in talks. Obviously, we're going to bring back all the people who were on board for the last entry. No surprise there. But you know what? I mean, I think it's so interesting. I mean, Guy Ritchie obviously is getting a fat paycheck doing this, and more power to you, bro. But, I mean, it was good. The first live action Aladdin that came out last year, it was good. But I don't know. Not that it matters. But, you know, when I see Guy Ritchie's name attached to something, and it's used in marketing, there's a certain aesthetic I have come to expect. And am I alone in thinking this? It's fine for him. I get it. He's totally within his right to do this, and I commend him for doing it. But I don't know. It's just a feeling that I have. Probably something I have to get over it. But it is a bit jarring. I won't lie. It's just how I feel. So, live chat. Miss Paula Ballers, my girl. My fellow sister. Keep it real, girl. She says, I wonder if they are going to do story from the Return of Jafar, because that would be awful. I was already laughing, like, reading that. I'm like, wait, hold on. Return of the Jedi? No. Oh, Jafar? Close enough. Yeah, that would be awful. God, could you imagine? Unless they brought back Jeremy Irons, which in and of itself doesn't guarantee quality. But, oh, man, could you imagine? I mean, they couldn't do it now because they had that other totally miscast guy playing Jafar. What the hell was up with that? I mean, on the one hand, I look at it two ways, right? Like, it's cool to see films portray villains that are not the typical mustache twirling, like, I'm an evil guy, and I talk like an evil man, and I look like an evil guy. He was just a dude. So I get that. But you know what? I mean, these are films. So if you expect a certain level of entertainment value, I don't know. He just didn't really bring any gravitas or oomph to his portrayal of it. It could have been kind of subdued. You know, like, okay, perfect example that just came to mind right now, Rami Malek, right? I mean, he's a nerdy-looking dude, small frame guy. You wouldn't expect him necessarily to be, like, cast as a lead villain. But, man, I mean, what we're seeing in No Time to Die, you get that sense he's very villainous. You get a sense of it, you know, even though he's not necessarily talking like a villain, despite kind of looking like it, but he doesn't have the natural, like, you know, rounded square jaw. He just naturally looks like he's a bad man, you know, like a Navy SEAL or something, you know? So I would have liked to seen something like that. And there are plenty of other antagonists in film history who portray villains. That Streetcar had Marlon Brando. Was James Dean also in it? No, you know what? I'm probably totally mixing it up. I haven't seen those films, honestly. So that was probably my bad. And fortunately, I answered who the actor was before Google could correct me live on air. But I guess you had to do it. You had to put me to shame. Jim, shame on... Kidding. Guys, of course, you know me, like, I'm just a dude, and I'm not like a kind of a guy where I'm like, oh, you know, oh, this is my opinion, and my opinion is gold. And if you dare to correct me, I'm going to shut you down and just, you know, isolate myself and dig myself in a hole and, you know, believe what I want to believe, because that's what I believe, damn it. That's not me. So honestly, feel free to correct me, as Paula Ballers has spanked my metaphorical ass many times on the channel comments, telling me, hey, no, actually, it was this. Excuse me, DJ. Actually, you got that wrong. Or actually, I don't know. What you said kind of contradicted what I think you thought to me, or something like that, you know? And I've never been like, oh, well, yeah, screw you, bitch. Like, don't correct me. How dare you? No, it's not it. So I welcome it. Because honestly, like, having a dialogue with you guys, conversing, and correcting each other and keeping each other's feet held to the fire, it just really just helps us to grow and be more knowledgeable, and that's what I'm all about here. So, end of soapbox. G. Wolf says, the original movie is the only one for me. Yup. You like that pregnant pause? That's for emphasis. I don't even have to elaborate on that, because Robin Williams is a unique class in his own. And that film was lightning in a bottle. And, you know, to recapture what that film was in a live action modern context is impossible. So yeah, it's an impossible feat to execute. But it is I guess, you know, more power to them for trying to aspire to it. But yeah, they will always fall short of that. So, well said, man. Well said. All right, guys. Let's move along. I'm not going to replay the commercials. I think I'm getting the hang of this whole live streaming thing. I think once during the middle of the broadcast is good enough. If you agree, at me, let me know. That way I don't have to inundate your YouTube with polls about what to do with this channel. But, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out. Because, you know, I'm just this guy, you know? If you guys don't know that line, you know that line? You know, Zephod is just, he's just this guy, you know? I'd like to know what you guys think about, what you guys think that line is from. Major bonus points. I'll say it again. You know, Zephod is just, he's just this guy, you know? And don't cheat and use Google. All right, so let's move on to the third to the last topic here. And this is a very interesting one. I like it. Korean Americans react to Parasite's historic Oscar win. Guys, the Oscars. I loved it. It was phenomenal. It was fantastic. You saw me literally jumping for joy, revealing my underwear on screen. I totally did not mean that. That was not like me trying to get views, because that's not how it works for guys online. Quite the opposite. But I was just, it was unprecedented. It was watching Oscar film history live in the making. Just wow. This film won 4 awards in the same night and won Best Picture. Oh, wow. And I really like what this article is. Dude, Jim Boyers, yes, Hitchhiker's Guide. All right, my man. Okay. You guys, I think there's some really interesting socially relevant points in this article I'd like to share with you. So, Korean American Leaders in Hollywood, a new nonprofit, that's the name of it, which is also comprised of, guess who? Korean American Leaders in Hollywood. Very uninspired name, right? But Korean American Leaders in Hollywood, a new nonprofit, held an Academy Awards viewing party last Sunday in where else? Koreatown. Hey, what did they do? Did they drink soju and eat Korean barbecue? They probably did. And it was delicious, I'm sure, as it always is. Okay, so I've already discussed the Oscar history-making night. There is obviously, so the article here does detail what the thoughts were of the people involved in the production, but I thought something here I really wanted to emphasize was the fact about this group here, Korean American Leaders in Hollywood. You know, I'm not going to be able to find it here. I don't want to bother you with me trying to look for it. Again, I don't have the show notes for today. But basically, here's the summary of the article. Korean American Leaders in Hollywood is a group of Korean American leaders in Hollywood that has existed prior to Parasite. But basically, they existed in isolation from each other. They worked basically in kind of like metaphorical silos, developing their own content and projects based on their production studios. And then when they met amongst each other, it was more for like social networking, totally non-related to the industry, besides the fact of them just being members of the Hollywood industry. So what this article does detail is that because of the win of Parasite, it was opening like a floodgate to the possibilities of more Korean cinema coming to prominence in America, and also was the impetus for this group to start working in tandem with each other, sharing project ideas, producers, all talent behind and in front of the camera. And it has really inspired them to really pursue that kind of workflow, which is awesome, because I want to see more voices from the Korean American community, not only, come to prominence in the eyes of just your typical demographic in America, but I also want to see them, working to help each other as well. So I think it's a fantastic read if you have time, you're interested in the subject. And of course, guys, your thoughts on this. Let me get down in this chat here with you guys. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Yeah, G-Wolf here, but you failed. You added Zaphod Beeblebrox, by the way, my man. He ain't here. I wish he was, though. Maybe his head will pop out right here. Hey, guy. I'm the president of the galaxy. All right. Oh, God, Sam Rockwell's performance, that was inspired. Loved it. Okay, guys, if there are no thoughts on this right now, I'm going to move forward. You can always at me in, retrospect for the prior topic. Is that the correct word? Okay. So, second to the last topic here, guys. And this is regarding the biggest news separate from the Oscars this week, the reveal for Battinson. And guess what? There ain't no nips on this, Batman. Robert Pattinson's Batman suit has been revealed by director Matt Reeves. Wow. Let me just see. Can I just play a little bit of it here? Damn, look at this blood. It's like a blood red. Like, damn. What? Ooh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. That is awesome. Guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but you see here, this bat symbol? Like, it's not just a bat symbol. It looks like it's been fashioned or from like a melted down gun, like a revolver. Jim. Oh, we got a detective here, Jim. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that not look like kind of like some of the components of a gun or a handgun? So I'm thinking that maybe like that was, yeah, of course. I mean, I might be like feeding into myself here. I'm thinking that was maybe like the gun that the criminal who shot down Bruce Wayne's parents in Crime Alley used, and he's somehow come into possession of. I don't know if any of the original comic source materials have detailed that, but that would be my suspicion. Damn, look at this, dude. I am so excited for this. Now, guys, when I first saw this, I love the design of the suit. I thought it was awesome. It looks practical, technical. Does that mean practical and technical? No, practical and tactical is what I meant to say. And then also, look at this sexy ass cowl. Like, oh, creaming my pants. Like, that is just such a beautiful design. But you know what? Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but I think it has a very functional purpose, because you're imagining Bruce Wayne putting on his mask, right? Well, unless, like, that doesn't make sense. Unless his suit was like a zip up from the back, how would the face mask be like seamlessly connected to the rest of the suit? Wouldn't it work? Wouldn't it be practical? So presumably with this collar, is its practical function is serving to do is one to obscure the separation between the two costume pieces, but also as another added layer of protection potentially. And then maybe, who knows, maybe there's like some sort of like digital machine trickery laced around there that might like pop up, like for like maybe like an over heads up display that might like lay over his face. and get those cool like white Batman eyes. That is like kind of like an Easter egg / callback to the original animated series where Batman had these big white eyes, but also something that Christopher Nolan did to great effect in The Dark Knight. You know, when he had that sonar activated cell tower, you know, basically X-ray, and like when that mode was engaged, you saw that those eyes flip on. So I'm totally making this up. But I would think that would be really cool. It would totally hide it from being viewed as well and not really mess up the aesthetic. But yeah, guys, we got the reveal for the Batman suit. Now, I'm not going to lie. I loved all of that. When I saw this mask here, I don't know if you could see the finer details. But you know, it looked kind of cheap because you could see kind of like the stitching around the nose and the seams. And I was like, it looks crappy. That part, what the hell, janky. But that's my initial reaction. And as I said, I'm trying to pause now, collect my thoughts a wee bit more. And, you know, now actually I really, really love it because it's grounded in reality, even more so than Christopher Nolan's. Who was the production designer for Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy? Nathan Crowley, right? It was Nathan Crowley, I think. I think Nathan Crowley has been working with Nolan for some period of time. But anyhow, it makes sense because I believe this is going to be more in line with like the year whatever of Batman, year one, right? So naturally, if he's developing, you know, the suit himself, it's not going to be a perfect, perfect rendering, if you will. Especially too, if this is like his origin story, more or less. So yeah, guys, that's where we're at. Oh, dude, look at this sexy beast. Look at this guy. Damn, he is going to be a great Bruce Wayne. I mean, I've got a half chub. So, yeah, guys, let's move into your comments. I want to hear what your thoughts about this here. Let's start with Miss Paula Ballers. There is a black and white version. Oh yeah, the color graded version where they isolated or removed the red tint and then colored it up. I've seen two renderings of that. One where it was the traditional black and gray, and then the other one, which I thought was really cool, and I kind of hope they will go with, was a more traditional, like dark navy-ish blue and gray. I think that would be really cool and very distinctive to separate it from all the other bat suits that have kind of generally kept the same aesthetic. Paula Ballers also says, that is the theory. That is the gun that killed his parent. Oh, is it really? Is that a theory? I did not know that. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. You know, I pulled up the image in close high definition detail, had my hand in my pants, I don't know, it just happened. And I started, you know, intently looking at it and then realized like, oh, wait, what am I doing here? Removed my hand from my pants and just, you know, continue just really look at it as I was intending to, and I kind of noticed that detail. Paula Baller says, I'd rather it be a batarang. Okay, I mean, fair point, you know. For me personally, it's tired. I really like the idea that what we've heard about Matt Reeves' interpretation of Batman so far. I'm really liking it, and so much more than what I was hearing about Ben Affleck's interpretation of the script. The aesthetic, I'm thinking this is going to be something along the lines of an undefined time period that's going to have some retro elements, some gothic elements, some art deco elements like the Tim Burton films, while also, you know, merging more contemporary elements of, you know, modern times, while sitting somewhere in the middll of those two, if there was a Venn diagram, right? So it really puts it in a unique place, because if a time period is not firmly established, I think this opens some very interesting opportunities. And you guys know what I'm thinking about, right? The J-Man. Because the same thing with Todd Phillips' Joker. Yeah, we got it. It had an 80s aesthetic to it. Clearly it was rooted in the 80s. But you could go to say that maybe, you know, because we didn't see other... I mean, I don't know. I would like to see them incorporate Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in this, provided that now we have presumably two films that don't have defined timelines. Okay, enough of my yapping here. Paula Ballers. Kevin Smith wrote a comic in 2018 where Batman found the gun in a pawn shop and melted it and put it behind the bed. No shit. Really? I did not know Kevin Smith wrote comics. Oddly enough, I know he's a big comic nerd, but wow. Okay. Now, was that comic published, Paula? I'd like to know. But okay, cool. So my suspicions are confirmed. What about the other things, like with the cowl and the technology in there? And then I said one other thing as well in the stream of consciousness here, because I'm just speaking to you as it comes out of my head. Whatever that was, I forgot. Now, Jim Boyer says, the mask looks extremely plain. Yeah, I know it does, dude. Have you, like, looked at this mask, though, intently? Like me? And just, like, stared at it? And just, you know, let it happen to you? I mean, it might seduce you, bro. Might seduce you. It seduced me. But if not, understandable. I guess it depends, like, what you want from Batman, right? I mean, do you want something more grounded in reality, where maybe to the point he just puts on, like, a freaking black trash bag and cuts out some holes in there, and, you know, maybe like a shoelace to tie it on there, and throws on, like, a little, like, bath towel for his cape, and he's like, I'm gonna do this, Harvey. Let's find a Joker and get me some Hall's cough drops, because I can't keep talking like this. Okay. Paula Baller says, the mask is leather, but apparently he made it for himself, since there is no Lucius Fox. I figured as much. Now, is it confirmed that Lucius Fox is not involved in this? I just assumed as much, since I've heard it's an origin story. But that would make sense, right? And we know, I mean, I think we're getting a new Alfred, right? Alfred Pennyworth. We've got Andy Serkis. God damn! Dude, this cast list is amazing. I am just... I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think they could do something really unique here. And I'm really, truly, genuinely excited to see what Matt Reeves has. But yeah, I think that does make sense, Paula, that Bruce Wayne did fashion this mask himself. And it looks like that would be the case as well. G Wolf says, it may be a prototype or not finished yet. Okay, yeah, totally. It's supposed to be year one for this, right? So it could be a prototype, or not finished yet, or not even anything we might see on screen yet, right? Because really, I think this is not like official promotional material per se. It was just a camera test. So maybe Jordy Lyons could give us some of his movie insider industry knowledge and correct me in terms of how these things work. But if this is just a camera test, it's a costume fitting, this might change. And the prototype or first year costume we may eventually see on screen may look nothing like this, and may have a drastic departure on any spectrum of things. So Jim Boyer says, Smith has done several DC comic runs for different major characters. Well, I did not know, man. I did not know. I knew he was huge in the comics. I follow him occasionally on, Fat Man and Batman, but that's an interesting bit of knowledge. And it makes sense because he's obviously well-versed in these topics. So, cool. I have to look into that now. I'm excited. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Thank you for holding my feet to the fire. Now, guys, we're here. We're at the end. We got the last topic here. And this is coming to us from Variety. And I just saw this movie last night.
There is a reminder for Galahad.
Galahad, that's me. I got that name from not Watchmen. Galahad, The King's Speech. My favorite actor, Colin Firth. Kingsman, Galahad. Right. Anyhow, the box office for Sonic the Hedgehog is racing to a $55 million debut. Ooh, I literally just saw this last night, guys. I'm not surprised. I think it's earned the $55 million debut. So, Sonic the Hedgehog is racing to a dominant $55 million opening at 3,150 North American locations during the 4-day President's Day weekend. Oh, really? It's President's Day weekend? I had no idea. Okay, sure, why not? In a launch that's above forecast, I think about $10 million above, if I'm not mistaken, set in early estimates that were shown on Friday. Universal's romantic drama, The Photograph. Paula, The Photograph, right? I might see it. Might be a good date movie too. I think it will be. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna take my date to see that, because we're gonna see Fantasy Island tonight, and I'm not excited. I saw the reviews. 11%. God, gonna have to get pretty high watching that movie. But don't worry, I got that taken care of. Yeah, the photograph. I think I might have to check that out. It's got the best reviews of Downhill had 43% too. Sonic, ironically, 70 percentile, 80 percentile, something like that. So, yeah. But yeah, Paula, I want to know if you watched the photograph. I want to talk to you about that. I know we've been kind of joking about it. Okay, yes. The Photograph and Fantasy Island both performing in line with forecasts in the $12 to $14 million for their launches. So, hey, ahead of the curve with these other noteworthy film features debuting this weekend. Guys, I'm going to skip over the article, but that's the headline. That's the through line. I think the most important part here was that the Paramount's action adventure based on the Sega video game character, and thank God Paramount gets a win, right? I mean, they've been taking one for the team for some time now, so glad to see they got a winner on their hands this weekend. The film had been pegged to dominate domestic moviegoing with $40 to $45 million from 4,130 venues over the President's Day weekend. So it beat the forecast. That's always a positive thing in and of itself, especially considering the controversy with the character design online a few months back. You would think this film was really not poised to do well at all. People were really hating on it from the get-go. I was among the minority who was like, you know what? I mean, I like Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. It seems like he's doing his old Jim Carrey wacky zany Carrey shtick. Great to see him return the form. I understand this is going to be a kid's film, so I'm not expecting some, really well thought out plot line. I just want it to be a goofy, fun time. And so I saw it last night, and that's what I got. Now I will say, just to give you a little bit before the review, I did expect a little bit more. Granted, with these expectations tempered, I think it could have done better. But it wasn't obviously like the worst thing I've ever seen. And definitely it does sit there nice and high on that leaderboard of video game adaptations to feature-length films that are actually good. So, well-deserved opening weekend box office. Cool. Guys, that's our last topic here. I want to jump into your thoughts before we wrap this bad boy up. Jordy Lines is back, hopefully with some knowledge. He says, all right, here it is. Yep, it is. Yep. It's just a camera test. It's put out to test audience reaction. God. Thank you, Jordy. Thank you, Governor. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Cool. So, yeah, that was my suspicion as well, but I hadn't been able to confirm, so cool. Let's see here. Jim Boyers. On one of his Hollywood Babylon shows, he did a read-along where he and several others acted out one of his Batman comics. Oh, really? Interesting. I'll have to peep that. I'll have to peep it. I don't really go to Kevin Smith often because I understand he's not really for me because he has a very strong emotional connection to these properties to the point that I really does think it blinds his objectivity in reviewing them. I mean, I've never cried for a fucking Star Wars movie, dude. Hey, that's how he feels about it. I get it. I've cried over stupid films, though. I mean, I think Speed Racer made me cry. Yeah, Speed Racer, the Wachowskis, Speed Racer, that end sequence. The whole movie swept me up and just culminated in this huge psychedelic spectacle. And it was moving to me, but hey, it's freaking Speed Racer. I mean, come on. So, but I mean, that's the reason why. So, but yeah, I'll have to check that out, Jim. Because there is some good stuff Kevin Smith does talk about. So, all right, let's see here. What is next up in this bizzle before we close it out? Because I think we got John Campia and Robert talking right now as well. So I want to jump in and talk with you guys there. But I do have a date today, so it's going to be very short. Paula Ballers. The review for Sonic have been good. It is at 63%, and the photograph, wow, 76%. I did not see it yet. I heard the leads have no chemistry. What the? How do you have a romantic film with two leads who have no chemistry? Interesting. Maybe it's like a platonic relationship, like Arnold Schwarzenegger as what was his name in Terminator Genesis? Was it Dark Fate? He played a guy named Frank or something like that. Bob. I'm a Texas American now. Come with me if you want to live. but our relationship is not physical. It is purely based platonically. Like, maybe it's like one of those things. Interesting, huh? Okay, guys, I think that concludes it here. We're about 6 minutes over time. I want to keep it tight, keep it nice and tight like a tiger. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. This is my favorite thing to do all week. It makes all the hard work pay off. Love talking to you guys, obviously, because I'm a blabbermouth. Jim Boyer says, you won't talk to me. I stay far away from Campus chat. Yeah, bro, I don't go into Campus chat either. Honestly, there's no point, because it just, whatever I say, it just gets barraged away. And it's not like Rob's channel where we actually have a dialogue amongst us. And I think we should, like, at some point when we hit a critical threshold, just stop. Make it a private channel. Like, let's just keep it isolated. I don't want that to happen to Rob's channel. I mean, could you imagine 2,000 people at once? Or a fraction of those 2,000 viewers at once talking? I mean, it wouldn't make any practical sense. And it'd be really sad, honestly. Unless we moved over to like the Facebook group, but yeah. All right, guys, I think that is coming to a close here. I just want to remind you again, Weekly Weekender, we do a movie news wrap up. It's obviously here Saturday at 1:30 p.m. I'm having actually a crisis of not consciousness, but of technical issues, perhaps, because I'm trying to figure out. You know, obviously, I think right now I'm competing with Campia and everyone else on Saturdays, and it seems more likely to me the best time is Sundays, because most people stay home on Sundays. I don't think anyone else is talking on Sundays either. So Sundays at 1:30, I think works out better for me personally and also practically. However, the votes on the YouTube channel, I put out 2 polls. They're like at a 50-50 split. So if you could let me know in the comments down below, for those of you viewing afterwards, of course, you guys in the live chat, if you've got any thoughts. But otherwise, guys, have a fucking dope Saturday. Have a great weekend. I'll see all of you guys around on the other channels. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. And I don't have a catchphrase yet besides thank you for finding out what's poppin' in cinema. Oh, Paula Baller says no one is on now. Rob's not having a show today. Shame. But I don't feel bad now because I have a date and I would hate to miss out on Rob. So anyhow, adios, amigos. No me gusta.